fuck is going on, Raider Nation? Straight out of the bathroom, watching the Little Rascals in a football game. This is my only chance to give you guys a post-game review of yesterday's Patriots and Raiders game. If any of you follow my Twitter, you'll notice this past week I've been in conspiracy mode. Whether it be at Mcdumb, McDaniels, the Raiders as an organization, the world as a whole. But I've been in conspiracy mode. And I was going off on Twitter with my theories for the Patriots versus Raiders game. You guys can watch my Raider football talk from Friday night and watch all my theories that didn't come true. Or did they? You be the judge. But I'm feeling a little bit better. My mind is out of the rabbit hole. Probably because we got a Raider victory. And hopefully you guys can hear it. The audio ain't so great. I'm using my iPad. I'm in the bathroom. Probably sounds like a hallway. But it's okay. This is all I got to work with. And if you don't like it, then guess what? I'm not the droid you're looking for. That's a Star Wars term. Move along. All right. I don't understand Mcdumb. I don't understand him, his play calling, his game plans. I don't get it. I guess that's the way he wants to win games. Doesn't look like a good strategy, especially this year. But it just seems like all they do is run the ball with Jacobs, even though he's injured and doing the best he can. And he's freaking awesome. And then in every game in the first half, we seem, for the most part, decent. And for a lot of games, we take a lead going into the second half. And what has been the Raiders' MO? Well, quitting, giving up, the play calling being too conservative, and not putting your pedal to the gas to continue the lead. And even a few weeks ago, Josh McDaniels goes, I got to do a better job of coming out of halftime and putting my pedal to the metal. I got to do a better job as a coach, not taking my foot off the gas. Well, he did the same shit that he's been doing all year. He did it again in this game. Everybody's going to blame Carr. It's okay. I understand. I'm okay if we move on from Carr. But I still do not want to let Mcdumb off the hook. I don't want to let him off the hook. I don't understand it. I don't get it. We'll talk about the ending in a few minutes. The defense, again, they're all former Patriots pretty much on our staff. So I thought this was going to be a conspiracy game either one way or another where they had the Raiders playbook, and I still think they did. But maybe Bill Belichick gave one to Josh McDumb. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't supposed to happen at the end. And they were supposed to win. I don't know. All I can tell you about is what I see. And I see Josh McDaniels building a lead and squandering it on the defensive side of the ball and with the conservative play calling at the end of the games. It was nice to see Darren Waller back, get that big touchdown. You know he's been hearing it from the fans, especially me as of late. But he stood there in the end zone with his hands out. Oh, welcome back, Mr. Mr. Waller. Now maybe your rap music video will get a few more thousand views now. They're going to look you up onto YouTube's. Go celebrate with your girlfriend. Put on a Patriots jersey. I don't know. It's nice to see Hunter Renfrow back. He caught a couple of balls. Nice to see them back. But back to Mcdumb. If Waller was available last Thursday night, why didn't Mcdumb let him play? Is he not trying to win? Waller, whatever the case is, gives us a better weapon, another weapon. Why did he let him play? I don't know. He let him play in this game, but only on about 10 play calls. Like certain play calls that feature Waller. Did Waller not read the playbook the whole year? I don't know. But he featured him a little bit, which was nice, but why not more? I just don't understand Josh McDumb's decisions all the time. I don't get it. We took a 14-point lead going into halftime. We were dominating. The defense was dominating. Everything was going as good as planned. He was still running, Josh Jacobs into the ground. Davante Adams wasn't targeted much in the first half, if at all. But now we come out with the ball in the second quarter at the 20-yard line, and Josh McDaniels makes this play call where he calls a 1 yard behind the line screen pass with Derek Carr at the 20-yard line of our end zone right after halftime on the first play. And they intercept it like they knew where the ball was going to go, like they knew the play call. Why would Josh McDaniels make that play call on the first play at the 20-yard line if he doesn't trust Derek Carr? And if Josh McDaniels knew they knew the playbook, it kind of gives you shades of Rich Gannon in the Super Bowl with Bill Callahan and John Gruden, where they say, pass the ball. Oh, was it Slug O'Shea? Was it Slug O'Shea? I called it right before they called the play. I called it right before they threw it. Did the Patriots know that exact play was coming at halftime? And Josh McDaniels still did it? That's up for you to decide. The Carr haters will say, no, that was on Derek Carr. Derek Carr threw it. They were in man coverage. Watch the play. They were all perfectly there. They looked like they all knew where it was coming. One of the linebackers points at the cornerback guarding the receiver and says, then he steps up. And then right when they hike the ball, the guy steps up and he runs a little bit and he looks. Then he goes in front and catches the ball. And it's a pick six. That's a conspiracy on my end. Why would Josh McDaniels call it? And Derek Carr, remember, he only does what Josh McDaniels says. That brought them back into the game. Then all the momentum was going back to the damn Patriots. We couldn't score to save our life. We blew a 13-point lead again, or whatever the heck the lead was. We blew it again. Just like we've done all year. Until the final 13 seconds of the game. Davante Adams didn't get the ball. Then toward the end, we got the ball. We did score on this possession. But we got the ball with like 4 minutes left. Down by 7. It was like 24-17 at the time. Where they just went down the field. They took all the momentum. They took the game away from us. Blah, 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 blah. The defense fucks up in the second half. Everything. The same MO all year. We blow leads. We're too conservative. They do the wrong play calls. Nothing big happens after halftime. But there was like 4 minutes left. We get the ball back. And somewhere around there, maybe 5 minutes left at one point. Then we're at midfield. And it was a 4th and 1. At midfield. with like 5 minutes left. Forgive me, I don't know all the numbers. But there was 4th and 1. They had all the momentum. They were up by 7. They had all the momentum. It's a 4th and 1. I know Derek Carr was getting sacked all day. It's almost as if our offensive line sucked and they knew the playbook. I'm just saying. But somewhere around there, 5.5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. It's a 4th and 1. At midfield, they've had all the momentum. They came back in the game. They took the lead. Josh McDaniels decides to punt. Down by 7. Midfield, like 5 minutes left. Decides to punt. And they've scored on almost the last 3 possessions. You got Josh Jacobs. You run him into the ground every freaking play. But now it's 4th and 1 at midfield. They have the momentum and you punt. Where's your fucking Webbles? My Webbles are right here. Hanging, dangling, proving and playing the Star Spangled Banner. He punched. Even if you don't trust Derek Carr to throw the ball on 4th and 1, then run it with Jacobs. Oh, I don't think Jacobs can get 1 yard because they know the playbook. Come on, man. Aren't you a genius? Don't you got plays? Why can't it be a quarterback sneak? Why can't Derek Carr, like Jalen Hurts and whoever else, Jacoby Brissett, whatever, why can't he do a quarterback sneak all the time for 1 freaking yard? Oh, that's Derek Carr's fault. Whatever. Should have ran the ball with Jacobs. You should have done a quarterback sneak. Or even if you were going to throw the ball, because before that you threw the ball 5 deep. 5 times it felt like. Trying to make something happen. Then let Derek Carr throw an interception. It's at midfield. Who cares? If he throws an interception, it's like a punt. At least try to get the 1 yard. But whatever. I digress. Those are things that piss me off about Mcdumb. Luckily, our defense stopped them. We got the ball back with 3 minutes left. Or 3.5, 4 minutes left. Whatever it might have been. I don't know. We had 2 timeouts too. Then they kept throwing the ball. All they did was throw the ball. Deep. Trying to get the ball to Devontae Adams because he didn't catch any balls basically the second half. They kept forcing it. Then it became like 4th and 10 on one of the plays. Then they got a big first down. I forget to who, but they got it. Then they got another big play across the middle. But there wasn't one Josh Jacobs run in the final 6 minutes of the game. Down by 7 with 2 timeouts. There was not even one Josh Jacobs run to keep the defense honest. You get it? But it was straight forcing the ball. Forcing the ball to Devontae, to who. Thank goodness we were bailed out. And we were able to get them all connected and drive down and score. And that's a credit to Derek Carr. That's a credit to Derek Carr, not to Josh McDumb and his play calls. Derek Carr somehow made it happen and got it down the field to tie the game up. Even though Keelan Cole was possibly out of bounds, I'm just going to chalk that up to we deserved it. Okay? We deserved it. But I don't understand Josh McDumb. He runs the ball the entire first half. We go up by 14. Then we're up by 14, and then he passes the ball the entire second half. Then he runs the ball the entire third quarter until there's 4 minutes left. Then he tries to force it. It's weird as fuck. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You got to keep the defense honest with some runs, even with 4 or 5 minutes left and a couple of timeouts. You don't want to make Derek Carr have to force the ball every time. That's not a winning strategy. Just like you're taking your foot off the gas when we have a lead, That's also not a winning strategy. Hence, it's been proven by this entire fucking year. But thank goodness we made it all happen. We tied the game up with like 13 seconds left. Now let's talk about the dumbass play by the Patriots. I guess Bill Belichick and the players on the Patriots have taken their page from Mcdumb. Because that's exactly what they did. They played like Mcdumb. With 4 seconds left, they do a basic run to Ramondre Stevenson. And here's the kicker. Everybody's going to say like, oh, well, they made a mistake. The Raiders fucked up. The Raiders were in pass prevent. The Raiders defense was in pass prevent on that play. They had like 2 linebackers or 2 linemen at the line. Everybody else was in coverage. They did a delay. Ramondre Stevenson took it up the middle for like 30 fucking yards. Why would the Raiders defense be in pass prevent? Oh, we don't want to give up a big 80-yard pass play. Look, I understand. But at least put 5 people at the line of scrimmage. And the rest of them 15, 20 yards deep. Okay? We technically know they're going to clock the game and try to go to overtime. There should have been more people at the line of scrimmage. Should have been a better defensive play call. Because it made me mad that Ramondre Stevenson was allowed to just go up the middle. But again, some will say, that's fine. It doesn't matter. We're going to tackle him. Okay. But the events that all happened on that final 4-second, 3-second play boggle my mind. From the Raiders defensive play call, from the Patriots play call, to the Patriots players. Ramondre Stevenson gets the ball with 3 seconds left, tied game, 24-24, about to go into overtime. He runs the ball up the middle where there's no linebacker coverage whatsoever, takes the ball 30 yards down the field, then realizes, hey, I should go out of bounds, preserve some clock. There's probably not any clock left. So what am I going to do? I'm going to throw the ball. I'm going to throw it back to try to score a touchdown. I'm going to throw it back to Jakobi Meyers, number 11. Jacoby's like, oh, shit. And I'm going to throw it back to whoever's behind me because we need to score. You all know what happened. All the sideline staff for the Patriots and the players on the field and Mac Jones are, get down. Get down like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get down. These 2 players are stupid. Basically, Ramondre Stevenson was the most stupid one. Because here's what I think happened to their mental capability and their mental ability on that final play. What had happened was, it was a tie game. So much pressure. There was Patriots in the audience. There was Raiders in the audience. It felt like a must-win game. It felt like they were already in overtime. That's what I believe Ramondre Stevenson was thinking when he got the ball. He's like, I got to score. The minute he was wide open down the middle, he's like, oh, there's like 3 seconds left. It's a tie game. We're in overtime. I don't want it to be a tie game. You know, nobody gets a victory if it's a tie game. We got to score right now. So he throws the ball back. Then, by the power of persuasion, by Jakobi Meyers going, what the hell are you throwing me the ball for? His mind goes, oh shit, it's a tie game. We got to score. Not realizing that they're going to go into overtime, not realizing that it's not overtime, not realizing that it's actually going to be a tie game if it is the end of actual overtime. That went into their head somehow. Little electricity spasms for those 2 players went into their head with those same ideas and decisions from my perspective. So Jacoby Myers is like, we got to score. It's overtime. I don't want it to be a tie game. We got to do whatever we can. Oh, just like Ramonde threw me the ball, I'm going to throw the ball back. And then Chandler Jones like a G, like a Derrick Henry stiff arm in December. Bam! Touchdown Raiders! And we win the game 30-24. I loved it. I cheered for it. I was going hard against Mcdumb on Twitter, but I always want a Raider victory. Conspiracy or not, I always want a Raider victory. But the last 5 or 6 games with the Raiders have been ridiculous, stupid. I don't understand them. Even the victories in overtime. And this year, how many games have went into overtime? Won it like on a final play or on a walk-off. While the Raiders were winning right before overtime, there was like 4 other games as well earlier in the day that went into overtime. The Saturday night game went into overtime. The NFL, again, I don't know. They scripted some fantastic endings for December. That's all I'm going to say. Let me know your thoughts. I haven't watched the post-game press conferences. Just woke up, decided to make a video for you guys, and just tell you I love you. But that's from my perspective. I'm still not happy with Mcdumb. I don't understand his game planning. He is not off the hot seat for me. Literally. And I blame him for that play call after halftime to start the third quarter where it was a pick 6. I blame him. But again, a lot of people need a scapegoat, and it is possibly time for Derek Carr to move on. And I don't know if that's the strategy from Josh McDaniels, is to get everybody hating on Derek Carr more and more and more, little by little by little. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I love Derek Carr. I'm proud he's a Raider, glad everything, but fudge. I don't know how much one man can take more of this without a winning defense, without some stability, without coaches that have his back, without sabotaging coaches. I don't know how much more one man can take. Derek Carr on another team with a better defense and a better organization as a whole would possibly be a playoff quarterback every year. That's just my opinion. All right, guys. I don't know what's going to happen to Davante. If I was Davante Adams, even though we got the game, I'd still be pissed as fuck. I don't know what's going on. Derek Carr, everybody's blaming players and stuff in the locker room and this and that. And I don't know. I don't know who's to blame, what's going on. But it's all McDaniel's system. He's the leader of the ship. And the ship seems to be running Josh Jacobs into the ground, getting him injured. I don't know. The ship seems to not game plan for Davante Adams in every game. And remember Davante Adams somewhere before the season said, or the first or second or third game, he said, well, if they're only going to throw me the ball when I'm in single coverage, then I'm only going to have like 5 catches all year. He was telling everybody that he's going to be double covered and triple covered all year. But they still seem to be going away from him against certain teams. The player for the Patriots, is he that good? This Jones guy? Come on, man. I think he's a rookie. Second year. These players are not that good to stop Davante Adams. Well, it's on Derek Carr. He can't get him the ball. What's the game planning? If the game planning doesn't get Davante Adams open or to an area where maybe he at least only has double coverage, or maybe Derek Carr just constantly sees double coverage and is like, I don't know. I don't want to throw interceptions. Because maybe McDumb is play calling where he always puts a wide receiver and a tight end on the same fucking route where they hit each other, they can't catch the ball in the end zone, midfield. It's ridiculous, man. He needs to space them out some way. Better spacing. And here's one little thing that pissed me off too. We were struggling in the second half. There wasn't one razzle-dazzle annexation of Puerto Rico trick play by Josh McDaniels. He does one or two every freaking game. Every game. Sometimes they work. The flea flickers, I get it. Sometimes they don't. But he didn't do one, from my recollection. I don't think so. He didn't do one versus the Patriots. Sorry, guys. I had to stand up. My ass is killing me. He didn't do one versus the Patriots. Was he really trying to win? You got to ask that for yourself. And let me end it with this. There's a video clip from the news feed where they showed Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels talking to each other pre-game or at halftime. I think it was pre-game. But they were both covering their mouths with their hands like this. Ooh, what is that, a booger? They were both covering their mouths like this while they were talking. Both of them. One of them was like this, and the other one was like this. And the camera was on their side. If you got the news broadcast version, watch that clip. What were they saying to each other? Conspiracy? I don't know. Who were they talking about? Raider players? Strategy? Players they don't like? Coaches they don't like? Stuff they don't like? I don't know. Why would they cover their mouths? Why would they cover their mouths if they didn't want anybody to see or lip read what they might possibly be saying? Food for thought. Food for thought. I love y'all. God bless. Happy holidays. I'll see you sometime next week before Christmas. Hope you enjoyed the post-game review. Hit a like, subscribe. Consider donating. Appreciate the support, man. I need it. We all do. And I love you. I'm happy the Raiders got a victory. But I'm still mad at Mcdumb.